Namaskar, Jai Shri Ram. My name is Sanjay Lakshmikant Paithankar. I'm a bit late here. There have been many reactions to the Congress Party's manifesto, Election Manifesto 2024. But it is a 48-page document. And let me make a very unflattering comment about myself. I am a slow reader, and unless I have read anything 3 times, I do not have the right amount of confidence to speak on that subject. So, I have read the document, 100 and some pages. 120 plus 24 is 144 pages. 3 times. Okay. It was on 5th of April, last Friday, and many people have panned it to a point where it is being said, rightfully so, I agree, that it is an anti-Hindu, anti-majority of India, which is Hindu, anti-military, pro-Muslim, and definitely anti-money or wealth creators. Who might these be? Ambanis and Adanis are always on the target. It is like they wear the bullseye every day for these Congress people, the mouthpiece of which is the vexatious, churlish brat, namely Rahul Gandhi. Some more adjectives come to my mind, and for my own satisfaction I will use them. For or against is for you to decide. Pestiferous, pestilence, pesky, presence that we have to endure, because this man has nothing to contribute when he talks. There is hardly anything that is good, original, in any of his blabbermouth habits that we must tolerate, because the TV always puts this urchin, illiterate urchin, in front of us. And the suffix G, Rahul Ji, Adarniya Rahul Ji, it works against whatever little respect we might have in the deep crevices of our minds for a human being, or a lame excuse for human being called Rahul Gandhi. Okay, now Let us talk about the manifesto. Jammu and Kashmir will again become a state, but there is a spectacular absence of any mention of Article 370, whether it will be restored or it will remain in the trash can that it is now. No mention of that. Okay. Agniveer scheme will be scrapped again. Again, because this is the second point that they are going to scrap, or this is the second achievement of Modi government that they are going to scrap. Agniveers. Agniveer is a Sanskrit word, so we cannot have Agniveers as a decent language construct. One is a Veer, many are Veer. But in different contexts, it could be Veero ne ye kiya. But we have this habit of saying Veers, bhajans. No such word. One bhajan, many bhajan. So let us correct ourselves when we speak or practice this language. Let that fall a little aside. We'll talk about that later. Now, Agniveer. What did this, nettlesome person say about Agniveer? Their presence is across the armed forces, the three Army, Navy, and Air Force. These stupendously stupid people, or let me correct myself, stupendously stupid guy says Agniveer will be massacred en masse when they face the Chinese soldiers. So in short, they would be cannon fodder. Think about it. Huge statement. But this man has crossed all the boundaries of any kind of credibility, plausibility. Therefore, saying that these statements would dent or even scratch the morale of this new division within the army would be stretching the truth a little too far that it will snap. There is definitely zero agreement on this issue in every one, because the statement is coming from none other than this man. A frustrating presence in Indian politics, Rahul Gandhi. Agniveer are being trained by Indian Army. They are being transformed into meticulous, robust warriors. Anything that moves against India would be as swiftly destroyed by these people as any Indian soldier who is not Agniveer. The remarkable transformation from a human to a killing machine without being reduced to a lifeless, stupid automaton. Every evening they go through another kind of training that instills in them empathy for the vanquished. In this case, the Chinese and Paki unprofessionals in uniform. They will never be like PLA's, People's Liberation Army robots. They are trained by tremendously respectable veterans of Indian Army. I have known them personally, those trainers. Talking to them, an inveterately sluggish person would resolve to run 4 miles a day. I promise you that. Spend a little time with them. Okay. Now, I may have, or I don't know, but the first point the Congress Manifesto so brightly exhibits is they will not have majority respected. They will not pass any laws that respects the majority of this country, which is Hindus. So, at the outset, without opening this booklet of manifesto, you can safely say this manifesto of Congress is against Hindu people. Just like Sonia Gandhi tried to get a law passed in the parliament in 2011 that said any trouble anywhere in India, Hindus will be held responsible. Nobody will be questioned, nobody will be interrogated but Hindus. Look at the underlying agenda amongst these non-Hindu people that want to rule India. 85% of the population of which is Hindus. Besides all this, there are 300 promises in these 48 pages. 300. My list on my monitor went blank. The list of things when I want to mention and forget, I look at my monitor, which has in Word document that list. So 300 promises. 1 lakh rupees to women. And don't understand this particular thing which I am going to mention now, and that is 5 pillars of justice, 5 columns of justice. Now, when you raise these columns and you say justice, what slab are they supporting? There are pillars, columns, bridge columns and all. What are these 5 columns supporting? You call them justice pillars, 5 of them. Will they be supporting your inherently, incorrigibly, inveterate, corrupt minds? Scandalous ways of doing things? What will these 5 columns support? Your previous 10 years of rule saw all the coffers become empty. You looted the Indian treasury to a point where everyone revolted to kick you out of the parliament, the seat of power. What did Manmohan Singh say? The first right on the country's resources belongs to Muslims. Hindu taxpayer brings coffers to the brim, and it has to be emptied on Muslims. Is that where you are going? If ever you come back to power, right now there is zero probability. Every research center, everybody, even a layman on the street like me, have concluded that फिर से एक बार मोदी सरकार, और अब की बार 400 पार. Please make that happen, please, because the amount of respect India earns every day amongst the countries of this world is unparalleled. The growth rate 7+ is unparalleled. Despite the pandemic, COVID, despite losing those 2.5 years, India has not looked back. Be it defense sector, manufacturing sector, you take it, you name it. India has progressed to a point where there is nothing but surprise on every economist's face, eyes. Why exactly? Because today I believe this is the century that belongs to India, and it can happen as long as people like Modi ji adorn the throne of power. They don't consider themselves adorning anything, but the amount of work that goes in to bringing out the latent talent or the suppressed talent, I would say, tremendous. And there is something beyond respect, veneration, reverence for this person, Narendra Modi. Therefore, Madhavi Lata of Hyderabad, who has threatened a sad Buddhihin Owaisi, she said it in आपकी अदालत, इस युग का युग पुरुष है. Her Hindi is Hyderabadi. That was all over her talk. But I bow to her for her devotion to Sanatan and the courage she has to expose a sad Buddhihin Owaisi whose party has ruled or has retained the Hyderabad Lok Sabha seat for 40 years. She did mention that OIC's daughter, when she got betrothed, that ring thing, ring ceremony, whatever, I don't think Islam has that. That is haram. So, 6 crore rupees was spent just for that ceremony. And she goes on. Adarniya Madhavi Lata ji goes on to say that nobody wore any hijab during that function. In India, people use the word function for every gathering. So, I am using the same word. She exposed this Buddhihin character so many times on Aapki Adalat that people were left in their own peals of laughter. And that laughter had one message. How do we tolerate such out and out terroristic idiots? These two brothers are terrorists. They have nothing for India in their hearts except break it, bring back the Mughal rule, remove all the kafirs, convert them or kill them. This is what Islam is. You can read the books. If challenged, I can show you, tell you the verses, the sections within which these verses reside, and how a kafir is treated. Okay, so I look forward to your challenge. If you have any desire to comment on whatever I have said, please comment. You may not like what I have said about Congress, about a sad Buddhihin Owaisi and his coterie of goons that claims to that claims that Hyderabad is ruled by these two hooligans, a sad Buddhihin Owaisi and a Kabaradhin Owaisi, his younger brother, who is a lout, who is 24/7 against Hindus. 15 मिनट के लिए पुलिस हटा दो, देख लेंगे. तुम 100 करोड़ है ना, हम 25 करोड़ है ना. 25 करोड़ नहीं है बेवकूफ़. He is out to wage a war against the Indian Union. He claims he is a Razakar. And Rahul Gandhi loves this guy. Rahul Gandhi's election manifesto says they will have a separate electorate, which is what was demanded by Muhammad Ismail, founding member of, what is that party? Let me consult my notes. What is that party called? Yeah, Muslim League. This Muhammad Ismail was called Qaid-e-Millat, Qaid of South, just like that India breaking guy, Jinnah. He is called Qaid-e-Azam in Pakistan. Muhammad Ismail, the founding member of Muslim League, was called Qaid of South, Qaid-e-Millat. What is Millat? Ummah. What is Ummah? All Muslims together, the brotherhood. What do they want? Islamic rule, Hadith implemented, Sharia implemented. Stone people to death, cut off their arms, and lash people as long as you lash them and they are alive. Fine, keep lashing, continue. If they die while being lashed, bury them and use that hunter to finish the number of lashes this person was supposed to get while he was alive. Think about it. Stupidity. What do we say? What do we do? In Mahabharata, there is an episode when the sun went down, all the warring parties went back to their camps. And in the dark, all 5 Pandav, Krishna, went to visit Bhishma Pitama lying on the bed of our arrows. While returning to their camps, they came across the dead body of Karna that was lying there with his head away from the body. Arjun had beheaded that guy a few hours earlier. He was still seething in anger despite having killed Karna. So he blurted out a few words that are very close to expletives. That is when his older brother, the oldest brother, Dharmaraj, Yudhishthir, stopped him and said, until Karna was alive, he was our enemy. Once he is dead, we are not going to disrespect his body. Now compare this with Sharia. 50 lashes is what is the punishment, let us say. And the guy dies at the 40th. He is buried and 10 lashes are you know 10 lashes are again, the remaining 10 lashes are again done on the grave. So despite the death, the punishment meted out to this body doesn't evaporate, doesn't disappear from the books. Compare these two and write something about it in the comment section. Again, Jai Shri Ram, thank you. Your comments are welcome, however they are. Jai Shri Ram.